Welcome to Kimmy's Collective. I'm Kim. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. Today I'm doing a love reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. My readings are timeless, so whenever you find this reading is the perfect time for you. And please feel free to reverse the roles as you see fit. But don't try to make a message fit. If it's not your message, it's not your message, okay? Let's get started. I have pre-shuffled, the deck, all the decks, and the bottom of this deck is upside down. Compromise. So this is having to do with a bit of compromise. I'm not sure on whose part, but someone is needing to maybe learn to compromise in a situation. I don't feel that all parties are wanting to make a compromise. It's a bit of a struggle to compromise. But let's get some more. Let's see what else we get. I'll put that there. What else do we get with this compromise energy? A need for compromise. What else? You have understanding. Okay, so in the recent past, we have understanding. That is the Page of Cups. So it's like with this compromise, someone is coming to some sort of understanding, maybe an understanding that they needed to be able to compromise in the situation. Maybe someone didn't have all the information necessary. Let's see what else we get. That's in the recent past. So it looks like someone is beginning to come into some kind of, or came into some sort of compromise. And we have maturity because they have matured in the situation. They are gaining some understanding. Could be a willingness to even like listen to someone. You know, because there is that stubborn struggle here that we see here. They're like, they need to compromise, but if you look closely, the only things that are touching are their pinky fingers. They don't even appear to want to be in the same room. So this was a compromise that it's hard to come by. And the last energy is nothingness. So that's like, for me, that's kind of like tearing something all the way back down to the bare bones and getting to where there's nothing. You're starting completely fresh with something. And the new bottom is inner voice. That's listening to your intuition. So it's almost like you had to maybe strip, or someone had to strip themselves completely back to get to a point where they could come into some sort of compromise in this situation. Okay, so let's see what the tarot wants us to know regarding this. Bottom of the deck is picking a path. That's coming under understanding. Picking a path. So you're understanding a situation and you know which way to go. I'm going to take it. We have Knight of Pentacles. That is taking something slowly. We have the Lovers, making a choice, choosing to move slowly in a situation, and the Heartache. Compromise, understanding. So I feel like someone has really taken some time to think about maybe something that went on in this love relationship, what brought about the heartache. Maybe it was maybe someone was maybe a little bit in the dark as far as what the compromise needed to be, what they needed to do in a situation. I think someone's coming to some sort of an understanding, but they've taken their time to look into this and figure things out. Now there's reciprocity, equal give and take. Maybe by them taking their time, listening to a situation, trying to understand what's going on. They've come to a better conclusion as far as what's going on, maybe with your heart being broke, or maybe you're listening to someone else. Reverse the roles as you see fit. You're understanding someone else, maybe something you did that might have broken their heart that you didn't have an understanding about. But whatever went down, I feel like it was huge to make you not want to compromise, either one of you wanting to compromise with the other. So it must have been pretty big. Now we have the Judgment, which is, second chances, something being rebirthed, maybe after this understanding. And then there's a new opportunity at something, not a new opportunity to do something. And then there's the Balance with the Four of Wands. So I think a compromise was made. Someone came to, or you both came to an understanding about possibly this relationship. Maybe you learned a little lesson about how to be reciprocal in a situation. I think the universe may be like, okay, let's give it a try. You want to have another opportunity to see if you can stand on, your own 2 feet, to remain stable, to build something out of this. I think that's what's happening here. There's another opportunity. There's the independent energy. Success and closing old cycles, and now taking a new leap of faith towards your happiness. Listening to your intuition on that. Okay. Let's see maturity. This seems like this thing is moving on pretty nicely here. That is the Ace of Pentacles. Zen. This person is very zenful, very much at peace. Harmony. Bottom of the deck is saying things differently. So I think this situation, this is in the current position, this situation is maturing, has matured. An understanding, you guys have come to understand maybe what triggers the other person. Or maybe you talked about it and you both have an understanding on what triggers the other. You give and take here. You're coming to conclusions. You're taking your time with this relationship. So now it's in a state of maturity and you're looking at it differently now. So let's see what happens in this current situation. What's going on here? What does Aries need to know about maturity? Okay, so we have the Ace of Cups, which is giving someone a cup of love. Loving on yourself. This is in the reverse. I got to think about that. Yeah, I got to get... Ooh. Okay, so we have the King of Swords showing up next to this Ace of Cups in the reverse. Now, the King of Swords, he's a little on the cold side. He doesn't show emotions, even if they're there. He doesn't show them at all. You would never know. You would never not know so much to the point where you would think that this person was up to something else. Let's see. Decisive action towards a partnership. So maybe this person is realizing that, just pretty much how stiff they can be in a loving situation. Maybe they've come to an understanding that they need to take some action. They need to show some sort of emotion. Maybe it needs to be discussed. Maybe they don't know how to show the necessary emotion to maybe even fuel a relationship. And we have the Moon, like it's a big secret. Bottom of the deck, is that, but there is that spark. So there is something here. Maybe someone is fearful to show. They come off more cold maybe than they are. They feel like they are manipulating situations. Why is the Five of Swords here, Spirit? We have the Ace of Pentacles, the Ten of Swords, painful ending. We have a new beginning, a painful ending, and stability. So it feels like maybe this person is learning. I'm getting learning how to give. I'm feeling like the way they move, the way they come across. 2 10s, so those are endings, completions. I think they're ending maybe their old way of showing any kind of anything in the 3D, you know. They're usually always thinking about stuff. They're usually in their head, you know, thoughts, always head over heart kind of a situation with this individual. You know, this kind of looks like head over heart kind of decision making. And I don't think it comes off as something that, if this is you, your partner's deemed to be something that you can build a relationship on. But I feel like someone is making moves to get that together. I think they may be a little fearful to, you know, it kind of feels like it would be like a huge change for someone. Something completely out of their norm, out of their realm. And I feel like they're a little fearful, but they do have some passion for you. And I think it might be worth it. Give me some more. Yeah, might be worth it. We have the Judgment card again. Second chance. Another chance to do this right. Gaining some clarity possibly on how to bring this stability into this relationship and plant some seeds. Yeah, I think someone is learning some lessons on, you know, just forward movement as far as a relationship. They might have been a bit immature as far as the love game. You know, pretty much always thinking, always in their head, not opening their heart up to anything. And I think it just comes off a little cold. We've got the Three of Pentacles, which is, I'm going to say team building, but yeah, you know, I think you're, after maybe you guys talk about things or come to some sort of an understanding about what's going on, I think you might be able to better collab with one another. But now we're going to go into the no-thingness. And I'm taking that as like starting from complete scratch. But let's get the tarot on this and find out what else we get here. We have the Seven of Wands, which is a defense mechanism. Kind of blocking off things. This is in the near future. 5 is this? What color is this? That is like Hierophant energy. We're just gonna roll on that. Yeah, 5 in the major is the Hierophant. So that is a relationship. And I think it, once again, is playing into the starting from scratch. You know, maybe unlearning the things that were learned in the past. You know, this is a king. This was a masculine energy that kind of didn't know how to maneuver in love situations. It could be speaking about like scaling it back to nothing. You know, like lose everything you learned. You know, just forget about everything you've learned, how You know, if this is a masculine, how a masculine energy deals in a loving relationship. Maybe that is a little skewed and there's a need to start from scratch, you know, and instead of like just listening to one, you know, a masculine energy, or if you're female, a feminine energy, kind of look at things differently, kind of intermingle, come to an understanding about how the other feels instead of like kind of sticking to the program on how you think it's supposed to be. This is how my father did it. This is how my grandfather did it. This is, let that go and learn from the person that you are actually in a connection with, versus regurgitating everything that you've learned from, you know, maybe some elder in your family who may or may not have all, you know, everything they needed in a relationship. You know, you got to think about where you're getting your information from. So this is in the near future saying, hey, let's start completely new. Let's have this fresh start. Let's see the first card. We have the Devil. We have that obsessive energy. We have the Hermit with some soul searching. And we have the Ace of Wands. That's a big old spark coming through. Some passion, a new beginning, possibility for some new passion after some soul searching. So I think this is taking a minute to unlearn things that were detrimental to this situation, to this relationship. Go within, get some clarity, you know, take the information that you've gleaned or that you've spoken about maybe with this person. You reverse the roles. I'm saying you, using it generally, you know, go in and think about some of this stuff. And I think once that process is done, then you come out ready for a new relationship. Celebration. That slow and steady progress. It might not be everything you want, like bam, right there, but you know, slow and steady progress, taking your time, getting to know a person, finding out if this is even a person past, you know, that obsessive, that devil energy, and the Ace of Wands with the spark, past that actual energy, and actually getting to know a person. Yeah, I feel like when you have a good grasp on who you are with, everything else kind of falls into, you know, into place, instead of putting the cart before the horse kind of thing. I'm old school, and I know it doesn't always work out that way, but it's probably a better formula for success, I think. Slow and steady progress. Three of Wands. And you kick back and you wait for the results, or yeah, you Three of Wands, I don't want to say wait. You're not waiting. You're still living your life as things develop. Page of Pentacles. That's you know, these are babies here. It's like the Three of Wands with the Page of Pentacles. It's like things coming in, but it's a slow moving process. It's not the fast pace, hurry up, let's go, let's get this, let's do that. It is actually, you know, being mature in the situation and taking your time, starting with no, I don't want to say no expectations. If you like the person, okay, you're in the room with them. You like the person, you're having a conversation. But when I say no expectations, I'm thinking like, gotta be 6 feet, gotta be built like this, a six-pack of this, a good job, because then that's gonna knock off half the earth. Everybody is not like that. It's like, take your time, get to know a person for who the person is. Go into it with like no expectations and let things develop. This, like I said, it's page energy. This is, the beginnings, the spark with, with the, we've got 2 pages at the end. So that's telling me start it from the very beginning and let it cook. Don't try to get it up there with the king and everything is established. And there's so many empty spaces that you guys haven't covered together. I think these areas need to be covered together. Otherwise, I don't think it's ever going to kick off properly. It's going to be, I used the analogy before with my kids, like when I've got my little flowers starting to bloom, don't go grab the bud. You're going to screw it up. It's not going to bloom properly. Let things unfold naturally. You go on and do your thing. That's why I got stalled on the 3 of Wands, because I'm not saying wait for anything. Take your time. Okay. We got the manipulation at the bottom of the deck. Try to find out how this person unfolds for you. And get to know them. Start from scratch. Let things get that understanding. Figure out who they really are. They figure out who you truly are. And then you start from there. Then you say, I like you. I like how you speak. I like your conversation. I like what you're doing with yourself. I like how you look. Oh, I like this. Oh, I like that. And then you build into the rest of it after you come to an understanding. After you learn how to compromise. You learn what this person wants, likes. They do the same for you. And you figure out where your compromise can be. That's how you start it off slowly and let everything mature into what it's going to be. And what it's going to be, nothingness over here, you don't say, this is how it's going to be. Otherwise, it's going to blow up again. Then you won't be able to come together. Okay. So I'm going to get a blanket statement here. Let's see what else. Is there anything else that I might have missed? Moving forward, that communication is key for anything to move forward, be it business or what have you, family. Communication is always key. So always communicate. And if you do things slowly and mindfully, there'll never be the big explosion or anything where people don't want to compromise. They don't want to talk to you because maybe, you might have acted a damn fool or something. Who knows? So we have the Wheel of Fortune. So that's luck. That's luck. That is the wheel spinning, starting to turn in your favor when things are going, as the universe deems. Then there's that new passionate beginning showing up. The world, old cycles ending. So it's like on this part alone, you're on your way to a new passionate beginning with someone. Old cycles, whatever you guys were doing where you couldn't compromise, you couldn't talk, things weren't going well. There was heartache. You stopped and you took your time. And you got to know this person. Or they got to know you. Both of you together. It was a collaboration. Okay. So we have the Page of Pentacles. Brand new opportunity. Ooh, we've got the same cards over here. 3 of Wands. The results are coming. And there's the Knight of Swords. So action, decisive action. There are things that are starting to move and groove in this relationship. But they are moving slowly. And I think that's the way they need to go. You've got big energy up here with the Wheel of Fortune saying, yes, this is right. Now things are going to start turning, and the wheel's going to start turning in your favor. Passion is coming to you in this situation. And those old cycles are ending. You're going into something that can be more balanced. And you discovered that in the recent past. Now it's a matter of working on it and waiting for this to come. There is passion. And it's looking more passionate than anything else. A lot of passion. Aries. Yeah, I mean, you guys are very attracted to each other. But that attraction can sabotage things in the future, so do be careful. Do be careful. Take your time. Knight of Pentacles is over here too, saying slow down. Your celebration is coming. To just make sure that, you know, this is like built on a firm foundation. Where was I? Bottom of the deck. That's that independent energy. So stay in your independence. You know, don't become obsessed. You know, if you feel that energy, go within and, you know, kind of smack it around a little bit and get it back together. Try to not become obsessed with with a situation. Don't try to control it. Let it flow naturally. That's what this feels like. It's saying let things kind of flow. Don't grab it up by the neck. You know, don't get to a point where I want this and I want that, and you can't compromise. You can't come together. It's going to be a very volatile situation if you do. So go on and rest and heal all that energy. Don't try to manipulate. Okay, let's see what needs to be surrendered here. Surrender to rest and sleep. Then we just, yes, rest and sleep. Take your time. Surrender to joy. And the bottom now says surrender to play over here. Surrender to joy. A key to a positive change in your life is to let joy in and savor it. So it's like you guys begin to get along. You start to do things together outside of the actual stuff. You start doing more things. You start learning how to be together. So you know, you let that in, you enjoy it, you savor it. Don't rush it to the finishing line with all the other stuff. Just take your time, do the baby steps. Indulge in random acts of smiling. During both the hard and easy times, keep surrendering to more joy. Okay. Let's see what your person would like to say in this situation as far as, you know, this compromise, you know, you guys coming to an understanding so this situation can mature naturally. You can settle into things instead of rushing into things. Okay, so friends or family disapprove of this connection. Okay, so that could be something that you guys have to deal with. You know, maybe they saw things were trying to move too quickly as well. You know, maybe one was pushing for something that the other one was not ready for. And that had to be dealt with. And maybe friends and or family were becoming like third parties in this situation. Please don't give up on me. Divine counterpart. There is so much I want to tell you. I need time. There was someone keeping me from you. I'm ashamed of how I treated you. So, yeah, you make me nervous. So this situation, the compromise was definitely something that was going to happen. This person does not want you to give up on them. Either you or they sense that this is some kind of a divine counterpart situation. I think that's why the need for some sort of understanding or coming together was necessary. And you guys took your time and you got there, or you're on the way there. Okay, so let's see what else you need to know going forward. Power struggle. Control and influence are being tested. That's that compromise and coming to an understanding. Be mindful of who holds the power in this situation. Are you leading with integrity, or are you being led by someone else's agenda? And I think that's why you guys had to come to a compromise, because it wasn't going. It wasn't kicking off very well, because they were probably trying to tug you into their direction, and you might have been pulling back too, Aries. Of course you were. So there was a power struggle involved with this, but what did it say? Control and influence are being tested. So I think you guys are, this was being tested. I think you're coming to terms with what needs to happen between the two of you. So let's pull another card. Redirection. You're being called to skillfully direct others' attention, not to manipulate, but to achieve goals in reality. With precise words and logic, focus attention toward positions that benefit you. So the way it was going was not benefiting anyone. It was causing a lot of conflict, heartache in this situation. The Spirit gave, the universe, divine, gave you guys a second chance and something else to start trying to build on. Okay, so let's wrap this baby up with a card of guidance from the Goddess Power Oracle deck. Bottom of the deck is healing. So you guys are in the process of healing this situation. I think it's going to come together nicely. You guys are going to get together. You're going to work together. And, you know, bring this into a more grounded situation. Maybe this relationship has been going on for some time, and you finally came to the conclusion that you guys aren't like getting over each other. You're not moving away from each other. You might as well come to some sort of compromise, right? Let's see. We have ambition with Nike. And the bottom of the deck is Lakshmi with good fortune. So Nike, ambition, number 38. Let's see what you get on this one. Yes. Number 38 with Nike. So this is, it almost feels like Divine stepped in and tried to save this situation. Made you guys slow down. Okay. So we have Nike with ambition. The Greek goddess Nike asks you to be present to the beauty and richness discovered in your life so far. You have come this distance, so what are your wins? Celebrating them is key right now to enable you to co-create even more. You live in a world where you may have felt that you were not allowed to celebrate your victories, lest you be cut down for being self-centered. Perhaps you were raised in a family that discouraged you from shining in an authentic way. Being successful at the game of life requires you to refuse the message that you are too much or not enough. Your biggest win is to be yourself, accepting yourself exactly as you are, releasing the idea that you are flawed in any way, and expressing yourself with authenticity. This is the true power of the Victory Goddess Nike expressed through you. The Goddess Nike has another message to share. If you've been struggling to move to the next level of your life, working hard and putting the time and effort in, you will soon find you are finally winning. Your determination and commitment to your intentions are manifesting in your life with beautiful results. When you are winning, the world wins too. Just remember to share your bounty. Now, your alignment message is, are you so determined to win right now that you are running like a racehorse with blinders on her eyes? Beware of unbridled ambition and the strident need to win. You may have become influenced only by your wants and forget to ask yourself if what you want is for the highest good. Perhaps the job you want so badly won't be good for you, or that unavailable partner you're so determined to be with will never love you back. Nike gives you the alignment task now of getting real with yourself. Comparing yourself with others may have triggered jealousy and envy. It's time to step out of this race and recognize that you are where you need to be. Your life is a marathon, not a sprint to your next goal. Your only competition is with yourself. So choose now how you want to feel about your life and who you want to become. Then take baby steps towards your highest intentions. Cheer on others who are successful. Learn from them and help those who are struggling. You can learn from them too. Your place in the world is assured. So remember that however long it takes you to live your life to its fullest is perfect. All right, so however long it takes, take your baby steps. You'll get to where you need to be. But I'm getting that Spirit is saying don't push your agenda and don't allow anybody to push theirs on you. There's a need to compromise. Okay, so that's what I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it resonated for you. But most of all, I hope it helps you in some way. So if you like these messages, please hit the like, subscribe, and share, and leave me some comments. So until the next time, I'll see you then. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.